This is a sniper operation in Zetune. The Israelis are attempting to widen the Netzarim corridor slightly into Zetune here. And you can see that the Israeli soldier there punching out that hole there. And the Palestinian spotter says, oh, they're making a hole in the wall. Here's the soldier, and here's the soldier visible in the window. And he goes, oh, come on, man. And you can see we've blurred out the soldier who's about to get one. And he did not survive from that shot. Doing some basic calculations about the time and speed of the bullet gives you something around 1,200 meters for the distance of that sniper operation. So pretty successful from a long distance. And that's why the corridors are being expanded. And that's why Israel creates buffer zones, because these weapons can reach out and touch them, and have been. Let's look at number 11, because right after this one tomorrow, they sent out another message. So many messages sent out by video this week by Qassam. This one with a nice touch with the Hebrew on the wall. It says the Al-Ghoul sniper is aimed at the terrorist occupiers. That's what's written on the wall. Your flak jacket will not help you. Your helmet will not help you. You have no hope. Our land is forbidden to you. You will leave it. It is certain. Those were the communications. And just loop it back around tomorrow, because I want to give you the edits. We had to edit out what we always edit out of the videos. We had to do that this time, but this video is excellent. And you should go check it out, because after we cut here, they actually show 11 Al-Ghoul sniper hits, and they do it in the order that they said, through the helmet, through the chest plate. So we saw the officer that was killed from the Shifa raid, that led the Shifa raid, who was killed in Tel Howa, remember back early in the year. He gets it through the flak jacket plate. Tel Sultan operation, where a soldier gets it through the helmet, clearly visible. They show the 2-for-1 kills when one bullet killed 2 soldiers in Beit Hanun. People remember back that. We've covered all of these operations. The one in 𝐓𝐡𝐞 where the tank commander's poking his head out of the hatch. That was also in the helmet. Another one from Rafah with a soldier in a window, Netzarim corridor in Tel Howa, and then the second shot from the Beit Hanun ambush. So that made it 3 kills with 2 Al-Ghoul bullets, and one more in Tel Howa. So, and they came just one after another in the edit. So it's an excellent edit. And the point here is the Al-Ghoul is going to get you no matter where you are. And number 12 here is a Soraya Al-Quds ambush. This is in Tel Howa in the operations that the Israelis are doing to expand the corridor. We're going to see 3 fighters here run up on an Israeli military position and take it right to the living room of their operation. So you're seeing the targeted building, and here the fighters. There's 3 fighters advancing, 2 with small arms, 1 with an RPG with a thermobaric warhead, and he's got a second warhead he's carrying in his bag there. That's what you see sticking out of his bag. The Israeli military is in the building that they're going to here. They're about to jump out and surprise them. And the fighters on their way over said, today we are in full readiness until the liberation of Palestine. We are here. And the fighters were talking about their ammunition, and they were loading up their 30-round AK-47 magazines and saying, we get 60 bullets for each soldier. Don't be stingy. A magazine for each soldier, 30 for each soldier. And as the fighters are moving into position, the cameraman said, these soldiers are heading it right into their room to wipe them out. So watch them. They're going to come around this corner here. They're going to give us green arrows to show us the good guys, according to Soraya, versus the red arrows, the bad guys, according to Soraya. The red triangles, of course, we've seen all the war. But they opened fire on them here. You could hear it quietly happening. A close quarters gunfight, then a thermobaric warhead fighting right inside the position that the Israeli military is in. They took the fight right to them with a close quarters battle on the ground floor, and they all returned to their base safely, as you see here. You can see the red and green triangles to helpfully show us. You see a fighter there an Israeli soldier there up on the upper floors getting fired on by the fighters on the ground with the green arrows, with the green triangles. There's the 2 more green triangles in position there. We cut out the audio of the soldiers screaming. You can hear the soldiers screaming. And then you're going to see here an Apache attack helicopter come in for support, which is something that if people follow the military communications by the IDF, they're constantly saying that when they meet contact, when they actually have to fight, they call in airstrikes every single time. And they announce those as if they're successful, as if that's a successful operation, to have to constantly bail your soldiers out with close air support when you have a massive military hardware advantage over your opponent. They always call these cowardly airstrikes in, and they've been doing it for as long as they've had air power. Let's do number 13, another 𝐓𝐴 𝐄𝐿 operation. I think that these are operations from, it takes 𝐓𝐴 a little bit longer to publish these. And so these, I don't think, are exactly from this week. They were published this week, though, and the same. Every video we're seeing is from since you last saw me. So, and you can see there's their EFP. That's their version of the Shawad. They call it the Thunder device, and you can see them situating it here, planting it, and obscuring it because there's so much destroyed land. You can hide it. The fighter on his way over says, "This is a minefield. Like this is a minefield. Like emphasis on this. Like this is a minefield." And there's 2 explosions against Jeeps. You can see the Jeeps there. Those Jeeps get hit. The second explosion on the Jeeps is coming, and then there's the military ambulance that you're going to see when this Jeep gets hit behind the building here. As you see, he gets the red triangle too. And so there, he's hit. So two vehicles, 2 Jeeps that don't do well against an explosively formed penetrator, an EFP. These are roadside bombs that were made famous in Iraq, in particular, for their devastating effect on tanks. We've seen them be used all over Gaza on tanks. There's the military ambulance coming in to take off the wounded over to their military helicopter, which is again well within reach of that 1,500-meter Al-Ghoul shot that I just showed you a couple frames ago. So again, maybe it's psychological that they're not touching them. This one's a little bit further away, but not by much, and definitely within range of many weapons that the resistance has, but no targeting of the medics. So yeah, that is 𝐓𝐴 𝐄𝐿. So 2 𝐓𝐴 𝐄𝐿 operations, and then this one, number 14. This is PFLP operation, Abu Ali Mustafa brigades. You're going to see them here setting up their rocket artillery, their 107-millimeter rocket artillery, and they're noting the fighters saying here, we don't have the volume on him, but he's saying that this is, where is he saying it here? On the anniversary of the martyrdom of our teacher and inspirer Abu Ali Mustafa, we renew the pledge and covenant to blood of the martyrs that watered the homeland in Tulkarm, Nur Shams, Tubas, Jenin, Nablus. We swear 1,000 times we will not untie the rope that hangs the enemy. Your blood will remain a beacon of light on the road to liberation. So PFLP, shout out to their leader, assassinated. Abu Ali Mustafa was assassinated in 2001 by a helicopter gunship in his Palestinian Legislative Council office, sitting behind his desk. An Apache fired 2 missiles into his office and killed him. And in response to that, the PFLP cadre carried out one of the most legendary operations in the history of Palestinian resistance when they assassinated 𝐓𝐴 𝐄𝐿, who was a far-right minister in Ariel Sharon's government who advocated for the transfer of Palestinians. In fact, he was a Homeland Party, had only one platform advocating for the transfer of Palestinians. And the PFLP fighters penetrated from the West Bank through the checkpoints, through security, into Jerusalem, into Israeli West Jerusalem, and killed him in his hotel where he was working. And they escaped. All of them escaped. All 4 of them escaped. And Israel couldn't find those assassins for a long time. they actually never found them. The PA found them and exchanged them in a dirty deal that we don't have tons of time to talk about, but where they exchanged the freedom of the 4 assassins, the heroic assassins, to lift the siege on Arafat's Muqatta in 2002, and they were imprisoned in Jericho. Ahmed Sadat as well, and your faithful correspondent met Ahmed Sadat in prison in Jericho. We spent a day together with him and the assassins, Hamdi Quran, and it was one of the most formative events of my life for sure. And those fighters are heroes all over the West Bank, of course. So that rocket attack for the West Bank ends our Gaza segment.